Good morning, children. Saira. Let's proceed today with the next part of our lesson, Educating Mother, Part 2. Before we start with the Part 2, let's have a recap of what we have done in the first part. In the first part, we have seen, children, that there is a mother that is the narrator herself, and she tries to entertain her children by telling stories, as the grandmother insists her to tell stories to the children. And so we could see who are the children in the story here. We have Ambu, Ramu, Janki and Venku. These are the 4 children in the story, and the narrator is telling them another story to entertain them. Right? So, let's see. She begins first with the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. As she starts with the story, there are so many doubts in the minds of the children. They come up with such queries which the narrator is not able to answer, and she tries to ignore them. But still, the questions keep coming in the minds of the children as she proceeds further. Now, we have seen in the story that Goldilocks has lost her way, and she is walking along and comes across a cottage. As she was very much hungry, she enters into the cottage and straightaway moves towards the dining room, where she could find that there were 3 bowls of porridge were kept. So she drinks drinks a sip of from the first bowl of porridge, and she finds that it was too hot, as it was Father Bear's porridge. Then she sees the next bowl, which belonged to Mother Bear. It was too cold. Then next she sees the third bowl of porridge, which was Baby Bear's porridge, and it was okay for her to drink. So now, with this also, there are queries in the minds of the children. So let's proceed further and see. Actually, I think Goldilocks is a murder mystery, said Ambu. Her reading consisted of a staple diet of thrillers and romances, and her thoughts ended towards the macabre. This was too much, even for me. Indulgent mother though I was, a murder mystery, how can you be so stupid? Well, how do we know it wasn't murder mystery? I have only heard your version of it. How do I know you haven't edited out all the interesting bits? Simply because you don't approve of murder stories. I think Goldilocks was an heiress. The house in the forest belonged to the person who stood to inherit the property if she died. Seeing her go into the forest, he must have put a bowl of poisoned porridge in the cottage. She must have drunk the porridge and died. The bears are only your invention. So see, children, again how the children are coming up with queries which have no sense. Right? As she is telling the story about Goldilocks, now when she drinks the porridge, what is the conclusion Ambu comes to? Ambu is telling, actually I think Goldilocks is a murder mystery. So it was a planned murder according to him. Then her reading, now why does he say so? Because according to him, her reading consisted of staple diet of thrillers and romances, and her thoughts tended towards the macabre. So she had all fearful thoughts, and she used to read the books of thrillers and romances. So maybe accordingly you'll find that it was a murder mystery. This was too much. So now the mother was also very much fed up, as though she was allowing the children to ask queries, but she could find that they were all senseless queries the children were coming up with. A murder mystery, how can you be so stupid? So now what the child is telling for that? How do we know that it wasn't murder mystery? So the child is telling the mother herself that maybe it is your own version, because we have not heard of it. How do we know that you have not edited the interesting bits out of the story? Simply because you don't like murder mystery. That is, the mother doesn't like murder mystery or the murder stories. So she must have manipulated it and telling it her own words to the children. I think Goldilocks was an heiress. So according to him, maybe the Goldilocks is an heiress, and so the house in the forest belonged to the person who stood to inherit the property if she died. So he, according to the children, that the house belonged to that person who stood to inherit the property. Maybe it is a house of Goldilocks itself, and that person who was staying in the cottage wants to take the property from her, and he must have planned it accordingly. When he saw Goldilocks going towards the cottage, he must have kept the bowl with poison porridge so that she would drink it and she would die. So see, and they were telling that we have not heard of about any bears in the story, so maybe it is your own version. So this is how they react to the mother as she is telling the story. The little ones were drinking in her words with awe. Clearly her version excited them more than mine did. Maybe Goldilocks was not the right choice. I would tell them some other story. I began the story of Red Riding Hood. So now the mother was finding difficult to explain them, to solve their queries, and which were very silly. So she thinks that this story is not entertaining the children. So she thinks of telling another story. And then she starts with the story of Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood, a basket full of cakes, and went off to visit her grandmother, who lived all alone in the forest. So now she begins with the story of Red Riding Hood. Humans shouldn't encroach on forest land, said the environmentally conscious Janki. On the way, Red Riding Hood met a wolf and told it where she was going. The wolf took a shortcut to her grandmother's house and frightened off the old lady. The wolf then dressed in grandma's clothes. Presently, Red Riding Hood arrived. She looked at the wolf and said, "Grandma, why are your ears so big?" Ambu snorted. If one of us had mistaken a wolf for grandma, we would have been eaten by grandma, even if the wolf had spared us. Even the youngest was shaking his head in disbelief. Grandma don't look like wolves, do they? He asked. My mother was watching me carefully. I could sense an air of hostility gathering against me. So now you can see when she starts with the story of Red Riding Hood, she tells that Red Riding Hood, she is going to her grandma's place with a basket of fruits. And then what is the reaction of Janki? She is telling how can people live in forest? Okay, humans shouldn't encroach on the forest land. So accordingly, as she is very conscious about environment. And when the Red Riding Hood is going on the way, she meets a wolf, and she tells the wolf where she is going. So the wolf took a shortcut to her grandmother's house, and frightened of the old lady, frightened of the grandmother of Red Riding Hood. And then what did the wolf did? It dressed itself in grandma's clothes. And then when Red Riding Hood arrived, she looked at the wolf and said, she couldn't recognize that it was a wolf. And she said, Grandma, how? Why are your ears so big? Ambu snorted. So Ambu again interrupted in between. How can wolf for a grassy? If one of us had mistaken a wolf for grandma, how can anybody can mistaken a wolf as a grandma? We would have been eaten by grandma. So accordingly, it is an animal, right? So it would have eaten us, even if the wolf had spared us. Even the youngest was shaking. So even the younger one was finding that it is all wrong. It was not believing the story he was not believing what the story what mother is telling. Grandma don't look like wolves, do they? So again he has a question. Grandma don't look like wolves, do they? So then there is their grandmother sitting aside. So my mother was watching me carefully. I could sense an air of hostility gathering against me. So she could see her mother watching her and was finding that it was showing a feeling of unfriendliness. Of course, grandmothers don't look like wolves. Forget Red Riding Hood. I will tell you the story of Cinderella. Oh mother, don't that not that simpering idiot who waited all her life for Prince Charming to save her. She could have escaped her stepmother by getting herself a good education and job, said Ambu. How could she have gone to school when she was made to do all the housework by her stepmother? I had her I had her there. She could have gone to night school. Anyway, mother, why are all the draft persons in your stories girls? Who wrote these stories with a gender bias? Ambu asked indignantly. Now she stops with the story of Red Riding Hood and she thinks of telling another story to the children. So she starts with the story of Cinderella. Before she could start, she gets an expression or reaction. Oh mother, not that simpering idiot who waited all her life for Prince Charming to save her. So then again you'll find that the children are saying, don't want, the Ambu is saying, I don't want to hear to that story, that simpering silly girl who waited for so long for a Prince Charming to come and save her. Instead, she could have got good education. How could she have gone to school when her stepmother was making her work so much? How could she have gone to school? And then she could have gone to night school. Anyway, mother, then she's saying, okay, forget whatever it is. But I have a question. Why are all the silly people in your story girls? Okay, all these stories belong to girls who are all silly. Then again she's asking, who has written all these stories with gender bias? Again the mother is having no answer for this question. So then what does the mother plans to do? It was difficult enough trying to keep these children out of mischief by telling them stories. It didn't help if one had to be politically correct too. I had to think of story where the protagonist who was male and protagonist was male and preferably draft. What about Jack and Beanstalk? Jack and the Beanstalk. I have heard that, once said Ramu. That's the one where Jack plants a seed and a very tall plant grows from it overnight. Did Jack use a genetically modified seed? Asked Janki. It was no use. I had to think of something else. What about the oath of Patal Bhairavi, where a man wears magic slippers that takes him wherever he wants to go? How were those slippers propelled? Asked Venku. What kind of fuel did he use? Asked Ramu. I fled. So here you can see that mother is thinking of various stories to tell the children, but they are not accepting those stories. And so she is finding it difficult in order to entertain the children or keep them busy listening to the stories. And so then she thinks of a story in which you'll find the main character, protagonist means the main character would be a male and it would be wise. Okay, no, then she proceeds to tell the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. So again when she starts with the story, then what does Ramu say? Ramu said that he has heard about the story, that he is the one who, there is Jack who plants a tree and it grows very tall from in overnight. Okay, and so it is again difficult to accept this. How is it possible a tree grows so tall overnight? So then again, did Jack use a genetically modified seed? Now this is a question from Janki. She is asking, did he use a genetically modified seed? Then now mother is finding it difficult. She is saying it is of no use. Now she thinks of one more story. And what was that? What about the old story of Patal Bhairavi? So she thinks of telling the story of Patal Bhairavi, where a man wears magic slippers and he takes him wherever he wants to go, and that wherever he wants to go. So again there also a question aroused in the minds of the children. What kind of fuel did he use? How can the slippers take him so far? So now the mother, she finds it difficult to explain and to answer these questions of the children. So we can see children, the mind of the children have so many imaginative questions. Okay, that is what is stories. It makes you think, it makes you imagine certain things, right? And it also makes you learn from the stories the various experiences about different people. So mother made an attempt to tell the stories, and she has such a great experience with the children, wherein all the 4 children with different minds had different queries, okay, and which made her helpless and was not able to continue even with one story. Yes, so this is what the lesson is about. I hope you all have understood the lesson. Now we'll just solve some questions. Let's see. Ambu was a 12-year-old boy. Yes, is it true or false? Yes, it is false. She was a girl. The children loved the stories told by their mother. What do you say, children? Did they love? Yes? False. They did not like the stories what she told, because they had so many queries in it and they thought that it was her own inventions. The mother told the children 5 stories. Yes? Yes, correct. She told them 5 stories. Right? Then, the mother did not manage to entertain the children. Yes? Did she manage to entertain the children well? No. So, it is true. Right? So, children, read the lesson again. Go through the videos. Read the passages that are in the video and try to understand. Okay? So, we shall stop here for the day. Thank you.